Welcome to the Trans Day of Remembrance 2020 virtual live show. Hello, my name is Nada, and I am the Programs Manager for Charlotte Pride. I use she, her, and they, them pronouns.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jerry Alton. I use they, them pronouns, and I'm the Programs and Development Director for Charlotte Pride. Thank you for joining us tonight, and thank you especially to all of the organizations who helped us put
Welcome to the Trans Day of
together this
Remembrance
event.
2020
Thank you
virtual
to
live
Transcend
show.
Charlotte, to
Hello,
Charlotte
my
Black
name is
Pride,
Nada,
Time
and
Out
I am
Youth,
the
the
Programs
Gender
Manager for
Education
Charlotte
Network,
Pride. I
PFLAG
use
Charlotte,
she, her,
the Charlotte
and they, them
Transgender
pronouns.
Healthcare Group, the LGBTQ.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jerry Alton.
Center,
I use they, them pronouns,
and the Freedom Center for Social Justice. These folks have been essential in helping
Thank you
us
for
put
joining us
together
tonight,
a
and
strong
thank
event,
you,
especially to all of the organizations who
Welcome to
helped
the
us
Trans
put
Day of
together this
Remembrance
event.
2020 virtual
to
live day
Transcend
focused on
Charlotte,
memorializing one of the
Pride,
most targeted
Time Out
and
Youth,
abused
the
members of
Gender
the
Education
LGBT
Network,
community.
PFLAG Charlotte,
In the
the
2020
Charlotte
year,
Transgender
more
Healthcare
trans
Group,
individuals have been victims of fatal violence than any year prior.
and the Freedom
The
Center
Human
for
Rights
Social
Campaign
Justice.
describes
These
this as an
folks have been essential
epidemic,
in helping
and
us
the
put
world is
together
watching
tonight
as
a strong
trans,
event,
gender
especially to all of
nonconforming,
the organizations who
spirit,
helped
and
us put
Trans
together
Day of
this
Remembrance
event.
2020 virtual is a day focused on memorializing one of the most
Here in
targeted and
Charlotte,
abused
we lost
members
one
of
of
the
our own,
LGBT
Mark
community.
Diamond,
In the
trans
2020
woman,
year,
trans
more
fatality.
trans individuals
And
have
we
been
have lost
victims
so many
of fatal
others whose
violence than
stories
any
and
year
names
prior.
that
The
aren't
Human
known.
Rights Campaign
We are here
describes
tonight
this as
in
an
solidarity
epidemic,
with those who
and
have
the world is
joining us
watching
tonight.
as
We are here in
trans,
solidarity
gender
with those whose stories we
nonconforming,
do know and
spirit,
those
and
who we
Trans Day
never
of
will.
Remembrance
We call on our
2020
community,
is a day
every
focused on
member of it, to
memorializing one of
advocate
the most
loudly and
targeted and
proudly
abused
for
members
our
of the
trans
LGBT
siblings.
community.
We call on our
In
allies
the
to do
2020
better
year,
in
more
holding your
trans
communities
individuals have
accountable.
been
We have lost
victims
so
of
many
fatal
others whose
violence than
stories
any
and
year
names
prior.
that
The
aren't known.
Human Rights Campaign
We are here
describes
tonight
individuals are beautiful, creative,
those whose stories we do know, and those who we never will. We call on our community, every member of it, to advocate loudly and proudly for our trans siblings. We call on our allies to do better in holding your communities accountable and doing the work to keep us safe. We are here tonight in solidarity with
beautiful, creative,
those whose stories we do know, and those who we never will. We call on our community, every member of it, to advocate loudly and proudly for our trans siblings. We call on our allies to do better in holding your communities accountable and doing the work to keep us safe. We are here tonight in solidarity with
beautiful.
Hello, everyone who is watching tonight on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. You are now hearing the person behind the scenes who is controlling the live stream and the technology. And we apologize for some of the technical issues as we get started. Of course, it wouldn't be 2020 without technical issues. So we ask for your patience as we figure this out. Thank you. All right. Hello, everyone, again. Thank you for your patience. We have restarted our audio program, and I'm speaking to you now just to see if it begins to echo again, which is the problem that we were having earlier. And if it does not start to echo again, we'll restart the program at the introduction from Jerry and Nada. Nope, there's the echo again. Apologies. Give us just one more second. Again, thank you all for your patience. We will start Jerry and Nada over again. Here we go.
Welcome to the Trans Day of Remembrance 2020 virtual live stream. Hello, my name is Nada, and I am the programs manager for Charlotte Pride. I use she, her, and they, them pronouns.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jerry Yelton. I use they, them pronouns, and I am the Programs and Development Director for Charlotte Pride. Thank you for joining us tonight, and thank you especially to all of the organizations who helped us put together this event. Thank you to Transcend Charlotte, to Charlotte Black Pride, Time Out Youth, the Gender Education Network, PFLAG Charlotte, the Charlotte Transgender Healthcare Group, the LGBTQ Elders, Transitioning Center for the Carolinas, and the Freedom Center for Social Justice. These folks have been essential in helping us put together a strong event to honor our community tonight.
Trans Day of Remembrance is a day focused on memorializing one of the most targeted and abused members of the LGBTQ community. In the 2020 year, more trans individuals have been victims of fatal violence than any year prior. The Human Rights Campaign describes this as an epidemic, and the world is watching as trans, gender nonconforming, two-spirit, and agender individuals are systematically slaughtered. Enough is enough.
Here in Charlotte, we lost one of our own, Monica Diamond, a Black trans woman, to anti-trans brutality. And we have lost so many others whose stories and names that aren't known. We are here tonight in solidarity with those who have been lost. We are here in solidarity with those whose stories we do know and those who we never will. We call on our community, every member of it, to advocate loudly and proudly for our trans siblings. We call on our allies to do better in holding your communities accountable and doing the work to keep us safe.
Trans and non-binary individuals are beautiful, creative, talented, ethereal, and powerful, to the point where those who simply cannot understand are desperate to do anything to distinguish the light and the beauty that comes from us. Yet so many of us continue to live and to dance and to laugh and to cry and to exist in spite of it all, which is revolutionary in and of itself.
Too often, our community is viewed through the tragic trans trope. And though we deal with so much hardship, we are so much more than just tragic. We are artists, creators, leaders, friends, family, chosen family. And above all, we're people. We are people who are going to protect each other, advocate for one another, care for one another, and demand better for all of our kindred.
In this space tonight, we call on you, our viewers, to sit in community with us virtually to honor those who we have lost locally, nationally, and internationally. If you need support during this event, we have decompression spaces available now and after the event. You can see the URLs for those ticking across the screen and in the comments. Please make sure that you use these spaces if you need them. Please enjoy tonight's lineup of speakers, artists, and performers, followed by a viewing of our virtual altar and reading of the names. Thank you for being with us tonight.
Hi, this is Jenny James again, and I want to bring a somber message to my community and talk about resilience and remembrance and appeal to our better angels and hope that everybody's well and safe, knowing that that's probably a challenge in these days, but I want you to know that you're loved and that so many people care about you. And I'm talking about my siblings in the queer trans community, the gender nonconforming community. And bet on hope, bet on better futures, bet on that so many coming months here in the next year in 2021 that things will get better. And I know that 2020 has been a very challenging year, but feel the love and know that many organizations are trying to help and do as much as we can. Now, I'm going to shift my focus and I'm going to call out and challenge the leaders in the LGBT community, especially us white privileged people. I'm going to ask that we do more, that we use our influence, we use our authority, we use our connections, and not just sponsor the fun things or the memorials or things like that, but sponsor real equity creating jobs. So many of our LGBT members of our community, especially trans women of color, face uphill battles just like their siblings do in the cis communities. And there's such a huge wage gap, and there's such a huge barriers to employment. And we have to do better. We can do better. We will do better. And I'm going to ask that many of you contact me if you need to. Let's create some jobs programs. Let's create some more job fairs. Let's create some more opportunities. Let's bring people to the table. If they need more training, let's find a way to sponsor them and create grants for training. But the way we pull people out of circles of violence is pulling them out of cycles of poverty. And we all know that it exists. And we can't sit back and just say, have our feel-good moments and our parties and our galas and so many things that we have and pat ourselves on the back when we have not done enough. We haven't come even close. And I don't want to turn this into a lecture, but I do know in this coming year, I'm going to call on many of you that have sponsored tonight's event, and I'm going to ask you to do more. I'm going to ask you to do a lot more. We're going to close those disparities of income and equity. We are going to find ways to create opportunities, and that's how we get people out of cycles of despair, poverty, and depression, is creating and enjoining communities of color that are the most vulnerable in our community. Many of the names on the list today from Latin America and the United States, very few of those people are white people. Very few. Not saying all, but very few. And that's troubling. And many of them, it's because they're having to go in very dangerous, job, work-related things like sex work. Many of them are homeless. Many of them are vulnerable. And a lot of the cures to that would be educational and training opportunities mixed with sustaining jobs and good paying jobs. So I'm asking many of the sponsors that are listening, many of the people that are creators, I'm also asking that we create opportunities to help the people that need it get their name changed here in the court system in North Carolina and other places. But specifically here, I'm calling out to all the attorneys, especially the LGBT bar of Mecklenburg County. Y'all need to do more. We need to set up workshops. We need to create opportunities in that way so that people that need the affirming name changes, so they can interview and have their IDs match their actual look and their gender presentation. We have to make sure that everybody that needs that name change, specifically and gender marker change, that qualify, we need to be able to help pay for that and sponsor that and create those opportunities in legal ways, and making sure that people have the ability to seek employment and other opportunities as themselves and not as somebody putting on a costume every day. And that creates a lot of despair as well. And so I'm asking for a lot, but I expect a lot. And I expect a lot from the people that have come up to me over the last 2 years that I've been in Charlotte and said, how do I help the trans community? Now I'm telling you, now I'm saying, and I'm challenging you to do better. It is a time for us to all come together. And I'm asking, and it's a big ask, but I know many of y'all can do it. Reach out to me. My email address is jenny@charlottepride.org. There's ways of contacting me on Facebook at Jenny James Gunn, and I expect to hear from many of you, and y'all expect many of y'all to hear from me over the coming months and in the following year. And we are going to do better. We're going to create opportunities. And for my trans siblings, I love you. I see you. And we're all going to do better. Love you all. Be safe.
This year alone, over 34 transgender people have been killed, and 25 of those were women of color. These numbers are the highest ever recorded since the Human Rights Campaign began tracking the killings of trans and non-binary individuals in 2013. These numbers show us that the fight for trans liberation is nowhere close to being over, and that even within our community, trans women of color are being underprotected. The trans panic defense, which is currently only banned in 11 states, allows people to claim that they killed someone in a panic after learning the victim was transgender. This defense is typically used against trans women, especially black trans women who have historically been overrepresented in homicide counts. As a black trans man who deals with racism and transphobia on a near daily basis, I've seen racism perpetuated within the LGBTQ community, and I've experienced extreme transphobia from the black community. Being at the intersection of multiple marginalized identities can feel very isolating, and we know that multiple minority stress can have long-term health effects such as heart disease. However, trans people are also experiencing hostility from medical professionals and difficulties accessing trans-informed care. This makes it less likely that trans people will receive or even seek help for medical issues. Though there hasn't been a ton of research on this, it stands to reason that crises like COVID-19 have disproportionately impacted trans people. We also know that all of this hostility, stress, and anxiety contributes to the negative mental health outcomes of trans people, especially trans people of color. According to the Trevor Project, 1 in 3 black transgender youth have attempted to take their own life, and the rate of those seriously considering it has jumped from 27% to 59% since early 2019. As a trans person, my experience is often filled with heartbreak. I'm constantly seeing my people harassed, discriminated against, and dying. However, I also have hope for the future. Representation for the trans community is increasing and getting better. Legal protections in many states are becoming more comprehensive, but we still have a lot more work to do, and that work starts with ourselves. We have to realize that even as LGBTQ people and allies of the LGBTQ community, we are capable and probably do uphold systems of oppression that negatively impact certain members of our community. We have to hold ourselves accountable in the same way that we hold our oppressors accountable. Our lives and the lives of our siblings depend on it.
Hi there, I am Jesse Weir, and I will be performing a poem for you that is currently untitled, but maybe after one of you hears it, you'll be able to give me one. Every time I pass by a mirror on a good day, I stop. I take a second and I look at the person standing there. I look at them and I think about what I looked like before, and how I never thought I would look like I do today. I see them and I think how transition is the perfect word. How I'll never be able to describe a process more beautiful or more like a story than anything else. How I'm going to try to love my body more. And how when I run out of things to be thankful for, I start to think about my siblings. Not the 4 I have bonded by blood, but the ones whose names I'll ever know, and the ones whose names I wish I didn't have to. I think about them all the time. I think about them in every brush of my hair, in every minute I spend driving in the car, every time I blink and close my eyes for a split second. I think about how none of them deserve to go like that. So when you see me walking downtown and I flip my hair playfully, and when you can see my smile through my mask from the slight squint in my eyes, and when I bounce in every step, know this. Know that I'm thinking of the days that I know as a part of my future. I'm thinking about days where I'm able to celebrate my transness in bliss, where I don't hear the names of trans folks who went far too early. I think of days where I celebrate the accomplishments of the trans people I know in headlines, and not their deaths. I'm thinking about the future of transness. That was it, guys. Thank you so much for listening to that. I really appreciate it. And I wish you all a happy Trans Day of Remembrance, and that we are able to remember all of the amazing accomplishments that trans people have made while we are remembering those that we don't have with us anymore. Thank you. Bye.
Greetings to you. My name is Minister Veronica Darty, and I am your Transgender Day of Remembrance faith leader for the next couple of moments. I cannot tell you how elated I am to have been given this opportunity. Just to give you a little bit of background about myself, again, I am Minister Veronica. I am the founder of Shackless Physical and Spiritual Fitness Ministry. I am also the chaplain of Charlotte Black Pride. I am happy, needless to say, to be able to share these next couple of moments with you as we give honor to our brothers and sisters who have gone on before us. And we also give honor to those that are here today. We love you and we appreciate you. So one of the things I want to do before we get started, because I am a physical fitness instructor, I am a physical fitness minister. My goal is to get you moving and to motivate you. So at this time, I want you to sit up in your seat. I want you to just roll your back a little bit. Just get your muscles going a little bit, because see, whatever that thing that you're bothered with, you must know that there is always a remedy for all things, right? So what we're going to do is invite the energy of love into our lives today. We're going to invite the energy of hope into our lives today. We're going to invite the energy of anticipating greatness in our lives today as we give honor to those who suffered, and some bled, and some hurt, and they died. They were the sacrificial lambs that we say, universe, we thank you, because they knew that the steps that they took may be the last steps, but they did it. So we want to say thank you to our brothers and sisters, to our ancestors for doing the unthinkable, right? As LGBTQIA people, we know that this is a lonely road. It is lonely to walk in your truth sometimes, to be who you know that God has called you to be, and that is to be free, and to be free indeed. But sometimes we have to go through. So for those who were willing to go through with their heads held high and their arms up wide, we say thank you to the universe. We say thank you, God. We say thank you, Allah. We say thank you, Buddha. And for those who do not have a particular belief, we say thank you to the universe. We just say thank you. It's just a plain old thank you. So what I want you to do, because we're going to release all the things that have laid us down and weighed us down. We're going to move our arms, because it is going to be a lovely day, right? No matter what, guess what? The sun's going to shine. So you might as well shine with the baby. The sun is not going to shine because we're going through. So you might as well shine with it. Get those muscles going. Hey, move it back. And let your love shine. Let your hope come through. And then if there's something that you're wanting from the universe, this is what you got to do. Reach up that hand and pull that thing down. So we're going to stretch up this arm too, and we're going to pull it down. We're going to stretch up this arm too, and we're going to pull it down. And if it's over here, you better go and get it. We're going to stretch it out. It's right over there, right? Pull it on over. It's mine. That happiness is mine. And it's waiting on me. Oh, it's mine. It's mine. I'm going to walk it out. I'm going to talk it out. And so what we want to do is encourage you. I support you. Hey, I love you. I honor you on this day. This is the day that the Lord has made, the universe has made, that your God has made. So we give honor in all things. So know I love you. Know that we give honor and recognition to all of our brothers and sisters who are fighting today. To all of those who did fight and they gave up their lives for me, a lesbian preacher, a black lesbian preacher, female black preacher. I say thank you. I say I love you. We say thank you. We say we love you to our ancestors. May you rest in the heavenly love of the world. May you rest in tranquility. May you forever find the strength of the Lord God Almighty who is within you, that you may pull it out and that you may radiate and find a greater hope of life.
Good evening. My name is Exodus Moon. My pronouns are he, him, his. And in honor of Transgender Day of Remembrance, we would like to take time to honor and say the names of the 350 transgender and gender diverse people who have been murdered from October 1st, 2019 to September 30th, 2020. 58 of those reported have not been identified. We would like to take time to take a moment of silence and honor them. Now, we will say their names. Michelle Pfeiffer, Deborah Carranza, Dustin Parker, Kimberly McCrae, Hillary Medina, Isabel Coast, Joyce Berlin, Isabel Oliveira, Julia, Michelle, Carol, E.L., Nicole, Andressa, Tamara, Shakira, Nicole, and Gabby. We will now transition into our next reader and hear the remaining of the names.
Hello everyone, happy Trans Day of Remembrance. I'm Quinn. My pronouns are she, her, and hers. And it is an honor to be able to read the names of our trans family that we've lost this year. I'd like to take 1 minute to honor our family, especially those whose names we cannot call. Thank you, everyone. Now, the names read as follows. Maria Eduarda Erez Diaz, Alexa Murder, La Chachis La Tocha, Ali Mamani Hoamani, Minu, Alexia Fredes Pereira, Alexa Negron Luciano, Yampi Mendez Arocho, Carly Sasha Chinina Palomino, Patsy Andrea, Tita, S. Coronel Guerrero, Talita, Ludmila Nacimiento dos Santos, Isadora, Stephanie Cardona Matias, Valeria Belém, Vigi, and Monica Diamond. Thank you.
Good morning, good morning. Today is a day of remembrance. Today is a day that we take the time out of our busy schedule and lives to remember those that are no longer with us. Today is the day of Transgender Remembrance. My name is Allison Nicole Jamison. I am a proud, beautiful, bold, Black, two-spirited trans woman. I would like to take a moment of silence for my trans sisters and brothers that are no longer with us. You can come back as quickly as you need, but take your time to remember your loved ones. I'm gonna call and say some of my trans brothers and sisters' names, and I hope that you remember them in the perfect way, in a beautiful way, in light and in love. Michael, Fernanda Antello, Paris Valentina Carter, Deanna Mason, Kayla Nuns, Luani Kell, Raya Milton, Dominique Remy Fales, Caitlin, Essie Granlund, Arianda Ojeda, Brian Egypt Powers, Paulina, Brandy Carolina Brown, Asu Mama D, Brayla Stone, Anel Valenzuela, Lady Gaga, Marceli Souza, Fernanda Machado, Veronica Ferreira Lima, Shaki Peters, Vicky Dos Santos, Summer Taylor, I hope that you take this day and remember those that are different, those that are unique. Take the time to love on your trans siblings, mothers, fathers, and children. Peace, blessings, and love.
Paula Araujo, Ronnie Gonzalez, Soledad Fernandez, Michelle Almeida, La Diva, Vidalia Molina Delgado, Julia, Deborah Carranza, Romanique, Michelle Pfeiffer, Lorena Vicente, Lina Marcela Jiménez Granados, I. de da Silva, Chicho Chirinos, Anaí Miranda Rivas, Bruna Suárez, Paula Santos, Jade Camila Díaz, Brigitte Mirón, Pedrita, Daphne Cawane, Michelle N., Gisela Corbalán, Mónica de la Torre, Erika Rivas Ruiz, Victoria Pineda, La Pompis, Sarita, Pedrita, Carol, Coral, Rafaela Sales, Isabeli Prado, Mónica Coelho, Alejandra, Rosa Granados, Mufa Alava, Nicole, Arcel Brandina, Verónica de Oliveira, Lorana Martins dos Santos, Cristi Conde Vázquez, Kendall, Andrea Nayeli, Luciana Robledo, Alice Nobrega, Eli Pimentel, Jennifer Avila, Selena Peixoto, Andresa, Victoria dos Santos, Hans Acevedo, Brenda Landazuri, Giselle Catrine, Husara Rios, Paulina, Brigitte Michelle Alas, Fabiola, Ana Clara Lima, Agita Bruel, Agita Bujel, Hilary Medina, Leticia, Morgana Ribeiro, Shakira, Bruna Oliveira, Mari de Bastos Lima, Widia Brenner Tarak, Roberta Barbajal, Isabel Kolst, Samantha Dovalle, Guadalupe, Joyce Berlim, Dorete López Leal, B. Membela del Águila, Sabrina Sampaio, Tabitha Oliveira Bluth, Nenem, Catarina Ariel, Isabel Oliveira, Monique Matías Chagas,
Paola Araujo, Ronnie González, Soledad Fernández, Micheli Almeida, La Diva, Vidalia Molina Delgado, Julia, Débora Carranza, Romanic, Micheli Pfeiffer, Lorena Vicente, Lina Marcela Jiménez Granados, Ide da Silva, Chicho Chirranos, Anaí Miranda Rivas, Bruna Saures, Paola Santos, Jaide Camila Díaz, Brigitte Mirón, Pedrita, Daphne Cohen, Michelle N., Gisela Corvalán, Mónica de la Torre, Erika Rivas Ruiz, Victoria Pineda, La Pompis, Sarita, Pedrita, Carol, Coral, Rafaela Sales, Isabeli Prado, Mónica Coelho, Alejandra, Rosa Granados, Mufa Alaza, Nicole, Marcela Brandina, Verónica de Oliveira, Lorana Martins dos Santos, Cristi Conde Vázquez, Kendall, Andrea Naeli, Luciana Robeldo, Alice Nobregado, Eli Pimental, Jennifer Ávila, Selena Pioxto, Andresa, Victoria dos Santos, Ans Acevedo, Brenda Landuzuri, Giselle Catrín, Yusara Ríos, Paulina, Brigitte Michelle Alas, Fabiola, Ana Clara Lima, Hilary Medina, Leticia, Morgana Riviero, Shakira, Bruna Oliviera, Mari de Bastos Lima, Guadilia Brenel Darac, Roberta Barbajal, Isabel Cosalt, Samantha Dovalle, Guadalupe, Joyce Berlim, Torete López Leal, B. Mimembela del Águila, Sabrina Sampiao, Nicole, Tabata Oliviera Blues, Nenem, Katrina Arial, Isabel Oliviera, Monique Matías Chagas, Bruna Carla, Echeli Silva, Gaby, Craveli Vandregal, Bruna Andrade, María Eduarda Arias Díaz, Alexa Merder, La Chachis, La Tocha, Alexia Ferrieras Prieria, Alexa Negrón Luisiano, Yampi Méndez Orocho, Carly Sacha Chinano Palomino, Patsy Andrea, Tita, S. Coronel Guerrero, Talita, Lurmalia Nacimiento dos Santos, Isadora, Stephanie Cardona Matías, Valeria Belém, Rafaina Pimienta, Bethany, Paloma, La Marquesa, Kelly, Daniela Sauzueda, Carla Valentina N, Naomi Nicole La Soñaré, Luisa Sandoval Lemus, Jennifer Alcantara, Fabiola Pereira Andrade, Reika Francia, J.F. Do Nacimiento Martin, Sasha Santos, Ana Karen Velasco Castellán, Luana Álvarez, Leca Dubarrel, Penélope Díaz Ramírez, Paloma Salas Jiménez, Mafer Marbella Santos, Leticia, Oscar, Leila Paelez Sánchez, Sarina Angelic Velázquez Ramos, Eduarda, Leto, MD Alberto, Natasha Lobato, Diamante, Marianne Androali, Jade Dos Santos, Fernanda de Sousa Paiva, Luz Clara, Teresa C., Fabia Oliviera, Robertina Santos, Paula, Jesusa Fidel Ventura Reyes, Carlota, Crislavi de Manús, Alejandra Manaucoco, Micael, Fernanda Antelo, Valentina Ferrietti, Haide, Grumpaula, Kaila Núñez, Luani Kael, Kathleen, Ariadna Ojeda, Paulina, Ariadna, Brandy Carolina Brown, Marcia Chocoena Bastos de Silva, M.R. Saravia, Babula, Anel Valenzuela, Lady Gaga, Marceli Suauza, Fernanda Machado, Aileen Catalina, Verónica Ferreira Lima, Vicky Dos Santos, Vida Borges de Melo, Yandra Carolina Santos, Metaus López Mejía, Carol Alotoria de Silva, Lady Padilla Daza, Scarlett Casares, Cristal Romero Matos, Soraya Oliviera, Tiffany Álvarez Mediorios, Leona, Bombón, Reina Mabeli Spanik, Pablo Iván F., Monique Martínez, Exxon Valdés, Dorothy Balbino de Lima, Denise Torres, Cristal López, Raine Rodríguez de Dos Riz, Jocelyn, Brenda Venagas Ayacuapa, Luisa Ávila Anao, Samira, Paloma, Alice Jerafa, Brigitte, Leticia Costa, Vanessa Solorzano, Bárbara Ellen, Samantha Rosales Barrios, Dani Rodríguez, Patricia Dumont, Juli Torres, Claudina Leite, Bernadette, Lorena María del Lejún Raquel, Laura Relfel, Isabela Pedroso, Britney Jacalín, Brandy Cortés, Janine Huerta López, Branca Aldama, Melody Barrera, Brenda Levy, Mareya Rodríguez, Chaira Duarte, Catherine Rosemary Duval, Gabriela Cruz Pimental, Leslie Alejandra Ferretti, Giovanni López, B.E. Álvarez Hernández, Jardiele Santos, Barbie Macón, A. V. Brenda Sánchez, Juliana Giraldo Díaz, Sandra Beatriz Rangel, Francesca Cornejo, Raiza, Michelin Ramos Vargas, Michelle.
M.R. Saravilla, Babalu, Anel Valenzuela, Lady Gaga, Marceli Sousa, Fernanda Machado, Aileen Catalina, Verónica Ferreira Lima, Vicky Dos Santos, Vida Borges de Melo, Yadra Caroni Santos, Mateos López Mejilla, Carol Eleuterio da Silva, Lady Padilla Daza, Scarlett Cáceres, Cristal Romero Matos, Soraya Oliveira, Marilyn Casares, Tiffany Alves Medeiros, Leona, Bombón, Rihanna Mabeli Spanik, Manuela de Casa, Pablo Iván F., Monique Martínez, Exxon Vélez, Dorothy Balbino de Lima, Denise Torres, Cristal López, Aja Raquel Ron Spears, Rayana Rodríguez Dos Reyes, Jocelyn, Brenda Venegas Alquipa, Luisa Ávila Henao, Samira, Paloma, Alice Garrefa, Bridget, Leticia Costa, Vanessa Solorzano, Bárbara Ellen, Samantha Rosales Barrios, Emily Taylor, Dani Rodríguez, Patricia Dumont, Julie Torres, Claudina Leite, Bernadette, Lorena María del Luján Riquel, Laura Redfield, Isabela Pedroso, Brittany Jacqueline, Brandy Cortés, Janine Huerta López, Branca Aldama, Melody Barrera, Brenda Levy, Mireya Rodríguez, Chiara Duarte, Catherine Rosemary Duval, Gabriela Cruz Pimentel, Leslie Alejandra Firretti, Giovanni Pérez, Kathleen Áviles, B.E. Álvarez Hernández, Nem, Susana Criado Antón, Yardiel Santos, Arreón Burnett, Barbie Macón, Ave, Brenda Sánchez, Juliana Giraldo Díaz, Sandra Beatriz Rangel, Francesca Cornejo, Raiza, Donna Miera, Michelín Ramos Vargas, Michelle.
Thank you for joining us tonight. We appreciate you coming into this space to honor those who we have lost. Decompression spaces are still available for those who need them. You can join those with the URL in the comments and on the screen.
Remember to take care of yourself and your community. Even though we are virtual and socially distant, we are still here for one another and we still love one another. Have a good night and be safe.